Yo, what's up, guys? It's a big day. 1 month anniversary of No Rest for the Wicked, give or take, because they had to delay this newest patch by a week just to make sure everything was right. But for the 1 month anniversary, patch 2 has launched. We knew some things were going to be included before it dropped, namely respec. That's what a lot of people were looking forward to. And weapon tryout, controller remapping, those were also big things that we were looking for. And the DLSS and FSR upscaling, and those are the biggest features of the patch. Now, there has been a lot of speculation about what would be included in the patch. Some people were saying there might be skill trees and things of that nature, but I don't think that's worth covering. The type of speculation I like is lore speculation on Elden Ring, but when it comes to just factual things that may or may not be included, that's just clickbait. I don't want to see videos of people trying to figure out what's going to be included, trying to decipher what certain Discord posts or tweets mean. I just want to serve you up a video when there's something actually worth saying, so you're never going to see anything like that coming from this channel. That being said, the time for speculation is over because we have the actual patch, and let's get into what it includes. There is a huge list for performance improvements they've made. Namely, in performance mode, it now lowers the texture resolution, which reduces the crashes on lower end machines, and they made significant CPU optimizations. What you folks on the Steam Deck were looking forward to, they optimized texture resolution and memory budgets for the Steam Deck. They also preserved some memory by removing unused weapon assets and leftover developer tools. And these are just some highlights of the performance improvements. Now into the meaty part of the patch, the thing that everybody wanted to see, and that is player respec. Now, I had speculated on Reddit that they would attach the respec to a rare item, and I did actually point out the Fallen Embers. That is because it is in line with what From Software does. They do character respecs as far as currency tied to some sort of rare item like Larval Tears in Elden Ring, and I do appreciate them sticking to that Souls-like spirit, because this is a Souls-like as far as I'm concerned. I know there's a debate online about whether it's more in vein with your average isometric ARPGs like Diablo or more in line with Souls-like games like Dark Souls, and I prefer it to remain as is because I feel like it is original, because it is a balance of the two. And if it were to change in either direction, I personally would like to see it become more Souls-like, but I am enjoying the state that it is in currently. But I did get proven right with the whole Fallen Embers theory, and so the cost of the respec is one Fallen Ember for the entire reallocation of the point. So to remove a point from one stat and to place it in the next stat only costs you one Fallen Ember, but it will cost you a Fallen Ember per point. But that's not a big deal because there's several and they are farmable. Now, as far as where you go to respec, there is a statue that is in the Serum Crucible Atrium. You just walk up to it, it has an interact, and then you interact and respec at will. This patch also includes several quality of life features, namely the try before you buy feature. That is very similar to Souls-like, yet again, because you are able to use the weapon and its full moveset, but without the proper stats, you do not wield it adequately to do any sort of damage, but you still get to see what the moveset is. And that's better than just not being able to use the weapon altogether and not knowing what it is before you allocate points in order to use said weapon. Also included now is inventory item comparison. You can dock items so you can look and see how they compare to one another. And they also brought back the miscellaneous category, which is great. So we're not going to have our inventory so muddled anymore. That category is going to include housing items, runes, fallen embers, and other miscellaneous items. Other quality of life features, you have vendor screens that are sorted by item type, an improved heads up display of stamina for the player, added side notifications for when Danos Sacrament upgrades are completed. There's actual floor indicators for which floor of the Serum Crucible you are on, and they improve the visibility of left and right button icons for equipment heads-up display on Steam Deck. As far as the remainder of this patch, it has numerous things. This was a bulky patch. There's bug fixes, localization, bounties and challenges have improvements, VFX, audio, cinematics, areas, NPCs, you name it, but I am just going to cover the most notable things to me. As far as added content, there are new enchantments and you can add the throwing runes to spears now. But most notable to me are the nerfs that came with the balancing in this patch. They reduced the poise damage on all of the throw runes, and they reduced the damage on ice throw rune, and I know that is a favorite because you can just whip Echo Knight like that with that rune. Plus, one of the most unfortunate nerfs for almost everybody's Crucible build is the nerf on focus regeneration. To go along with the reduced enchant curve of focus regeneration enchantment no longer drops with gloves and now is only on helmets. This even includes enchanting items at Eleanor. Also, if you want to craft the Falling Sky and Woodland Protector's weapons, the initial levels were set too high, so now they have been lowered. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I don't know if that is the item level itself, that if you craft or get a drop of Falling Sky, that it is not going to be the same level equipment, but it can be upgraded to such, or if the item level and the damage that it does was set too high, or maybe it means that it is in the wrong bracket and they've lowered the level at which you can use it. I'll have to play the game more and find out what exactly that means. But these are just the highlights. They've made several improvements to boss fights and to enemies, to the appearance of things, to numerous other things that I'm not going to cover. So just take a look at the patch notes yourself on Steam if you want to get into the weeds. But that is all I got for you today, guys. Please like and subscribe, and peace.